Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the National Guard products number 426E. This is a mill finish aluminum saddle threshold. Very common, very typical piece of threshold that you're going to see. Saddle type threshold, if you use your imagination, it looks like a saddle. The 426E is representative of this exact profile. A couple of webs underneath. Got this profile on the extrusion on both sides, which we'll talk more about in a moment. There is an image below this video showing the important dimensional properties of the threshold. 6-inch wide, indeed, is the case. 1/2 inch tall, again, correct. And this threshold is going to be very commonly seen in commercial applications. 6-inch wide, 1/2 inch tall is very compatible with, for instance, hollow metal doors with a typical 3/4 inch undercut, which is of course industry standard that you're going to see. 5 3/4 jam depth frames. 6 inches common for aluminum storefronts as well. You're going to have frame depths that are pushing 5-inch, pushing 6-inch, maybe a little bit larger. If you've got a 5 3/4 frame, honestly, a 4-inch wide threshold looks a bit small. 5-inch is good. 6-inch might be better, depending on your application. If you've got a 6 3/4 frame, you'll certainly want something a little bit wider. Okay, 1/2 inch is real good because that's a typical undercut, especially for hollow metal doors, which are 3/4 inch as a rule. So wherever a 6 by 1/2 inch is going to work for you, this is a great option. Some people will also use this to make a custom offset threshold by ripping down the one side. Let's say you needed something that was 5 1/4. Well, you could indeed take that and rip that down. Not that you would use it for that, but you could, and people do. This is the mill aluminum finish. So 426, and forgive me, this is a sample piece. That's why it looks nicked and scuffed. Normal output from National Guard does not appear to have as many miles on it as this sample piece, so please ignore that. This is literally just a sample piece for use in this video. The 426E, again, is representative of this. The absence of any letter after it means mill aluminum finish. If you added a DKB to the end of the part number, you're going to get the same threshold in a dark bronze anodized aluminum finish. Okay. Now, the balance of the extended description states that the wall thickness on this is 0.109. That is a nice wall thickness. I think that National Guard puts that there because if you put a caliper on their competitor's material, it comes in a little bit thinner. And generally, as a rule, you'll notice a nice thicker, on average, extrusion from National Guard. UL10B, UL10C, fire rated for up to from 90-minute and 3-hour. This is being 1/2 inch tall, handicap compliant. That wasn't the case when handicap compliance first hit the scene in the 1990s, early 1990s, but it is now. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure. That's very handy because looking in the E series of their saddle type thresholds, you're going to find the part numbers for 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch, and 10-inch, all in the E series. Great saddle thresholds. Now, you will also note on that link to the product catalog, the lower right-hand corner with the 2 asterisks, vinyl foot seal. If you took your part number 426E-V, that's going to give you the vinyl foot seal. I love the vinyl foot seal. Imagine if you inserted pieces of vinyl into this raceway in each of the sides of the saddle threshold. Let's face it, you ought to be caulking the threshold anyway when you're putting it down. I say that's a great idea, naturally. I say having that vinyl there is a good idea, too. I know some people that will wear belts and suspenders and run caulk and order the vinyl. Vinyl is great, except long-term exposure to ultraviolet, it will fatigue. Long-term extreme temperature exposure, it will fatigue as well. So I think it's a good idea to have it there, and I would probably not hesitate to install it with that vinyl foot seal. You can also order it with a slip-resistant sort of coating, which will be not slip-resistant, non-skid finish for better traction. That's called the SIA. If you add the SIA to the part number, you'll get that as well. You can also order this bead blast too, and it looks Well, if you've ever seen sandblasted glass, what they would call sandblasted glass, how it has that texture to it, they can do the same on thresholds as well. We'll give you a very consistent sort of finish over that aluminum. Not that you would necessarily need bead blasting, but you're probably going to try to match like a clear anodized aluminum finish with a bead blast on the threshold. Okay, available in all the common lengths on our website, from 2 foot to 8 foot. Naturally, you can get your hands on custom lengths. By all means, let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. Now, if this was the genuine article, you're going to have a countersink about 4 inches from the end. If you had to take a 4-foot piece and cut it down to 42 inch, very common, you would eliminate that first countersink from the edge, and you're stuck drilling a new hole and creating a new countersink. So it's cutting, it's drilling, and countersinking. If you ordered a custom length, we'll provide that service for you. Cut the length, drill, and countersink. It's nice to have the countersink there from the factory because it's the proper distance from the edge. It's the proper center to center as well. Plus, a lot of people may not be able to cut this down. A lot of people can drill a hole, but how many have the tool to countersink it? Screws are going to be included with that. It's going to be like a 10 by 1.5 inch flathead wood screw. You really want that flathead wood screw to be sitting in that countersink because a threshold has a lot of lateral sort of force on it. And all you've got is that screw being pushed back and forth constantly. If you don't have a countersink for the screw to fit into, and I see it all the time, the threshold's ability to stay put is significantly compromised. So lots of reasons why you would want us to cut them to length for you, should that be of assistance to you. The name National Guard is synonymous with all things weather stripping related. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the full line product catalog and review all things National Guard weather stripping related. Not only thresholds like the 426E, perimeter gasketing, door sweeps, material made of aluminum, stainless steel, architectural bronze, and National Guard even has a comprehensive line of steel vision frames for use in both wood and metal doors. Any questions on the National Guard products 426E, saddle type threshold, or any other National Guard product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.